Welcome, welcome. Mentalism, correspondence, vibration, polarity, rhythm, cause and effect, gender. Countdown initiated. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So make sure that what you are anchored to, that knowing of what you're anchored to. You see, there's a freedom in being anchored, you know. There is? Mm-hmm. Sure, there's a freedom in being anchored. It depends on what you're anchored to. If you're anchored to something that is going to move, that brings about some insecurity. But if you're anchored in the principles, mentalism, the all is mind. The universe is a mental creation. Correspondence. As within, so without. As above, so below. You got the branches of the roots, right? Branches at the top, roots at the bottom. And they look the same because they tell you. See, now we'll go through the rhythm, right? We'll get to rhythm and we'll talk about the roots in a minute because I got to show you how rhythm compensates. So as above, so below, you got the roots and the leaves. Everything moves. Nothing stands still. The roots will always continue to burrow down. You ever tried pulling up something? Those roots are far reaching, aren't they? Okay, remember rhythm. Everything moves, nothing stands still. And it moves through the stage from seed to fruit and back again, over and over and over. Now, rhythm. The fruit planted is the fruit reaped. Okay? So in the rhythm, the ebb and the flow, rhythm compensates. So if you see the branches at the top and how vast and big and connected they are, well then, you can't have teeny tiny roots at the bottom. You're going to have the same depth, the same vastness of branches and leaves above is going to have that same depth and vastness of root system below. Because it must. It must. As I say, you're not going to have these. If you have giant roots at the bottom and a little teeny tiny thing at the top, the roots aren't doing their job. So this is why and how rhythm compensates. The stuff at the top and the intensity, the vastness of it is going to match what is beneath. As within, so without. See, you have it right there. But let's move on from rhythm, cause and effect. Because that root system is the way it is, it will cause that tree to be strong. And the effect is a great harvest of whatever you've planted that tree as. Mangoes, akis, guavas, it doesn't matter. The root system is feeding the fruit. So your abundance of fruit is directly attributed to what is beneath. So abundance is not just abundance on its own. Abundance is an effect. So the level of your abundance has to match the level of your faith, then, your knowing. The intensity is always matched. We always say, bring that same energy, don't we? Or keep that same energy. Isn't that what we say? That's the principle of rhythm. So you had cause and effect. Every cause has its effect, and every effect has its cause. So there's never a time you should say, I don't know. If you are experiencing an effect, you have a cause. And if you have a cause, you're going to bring about the effect. And how do you know what cause and effect will do? Because the cause and effect always have to match. They always are going to match. Which means if you plant corn, you get corn. So whatever that mental attitude is on the inside and the amount of vehemence, like the conviction, Your level of conviction is going to match how you act. So if you have a lot of hate, what do you think those words are that are going to come out of your mouth? What do you think? You ever seen somebody frothing at the mouth from their anger? Oh, that should tell you the intensity of their anger then. You see what I'm saying? Why is my child awake at this time to wake up them their chickens? Whew, but he's having a good time. So always that level of intensity is going to match the experience. And then finally we have the principle of gender. Not to be confused with man, woman, boy, girl. Masculine is invisible. It is an idea not yet put into form. So then that would tell you what feminine would be. Feminine is form. So when you are coming up with an idea, that is a seed and you got to plant the seed. Oh, it sounds familiar, isn't it? I've had somebody say, oh, I have to plant my seed in you. Hello, what? Power of Christ compels you. Oh, I've had people say that. But you know what? I digress. So that's what it is. The masculine is the seed that must be planted. Because when you plant the seed, you're going to birth it, give it form. So for the seamstress, the masculine is the idea that they sketch out and they cut it out in a pattern. But the dress that they put on, that they embody, is feminine. So, my beautiful friends, good God, I did it again today. What are you anchored to? Are you anchored to that knowing, or are you anchored to my feelings? Put your feelings in perspective. They're telling you something. They're not just there. Actually, they're not there to beat you. Your feelings are not there to beat you. Your feelings are the intensity of what you feel. That's the principle of rhythm. The intensity of that pain is telling you something. It's telling you, oh, you're really dealing with this one now, aren't you? Because you feel the intensity of the pain. That tells you your level of conviction to this thing that you hold to be true. Nobody wants me. Whoa. See that? Oh, that's enough to break your heart, isn't it? Yikes. So the next time you feel, look at what it is. Look it in its face. And say, oh, I know what that feeling is. What are you saying to me? You're showing me how I feel about this thing. But I want to make a change in my life. I no longer want to feel that way. If I don't want to feel that way, how do I want to feel then? So if you say you feel lonely, then obviously you want companionship. If you feel hungry, you want to eat, you want to be satisfied. But if you look at everything that you feel, the outcome is always going to be satisfaction. Or relief. That's always going to be the outcome. Doesn't matter what it is you're feeling, you want the outcome to bring relief. You want the outcome to bring satisfaction. After all, that is why we eat, to satisfy or satiate the hunger. All things go towards satisfaction. Balance the equation for trigonometry or algebra. You're satisfying the equation. All things go towards satisfaction. Look at it and you'll see. I'm going to say one word. Orgasm. What is that? Satisfaction. Look at how you feel when you don't. Everything goes towards satisfaction. So then you turn yourself towards the new thing that you are trying to lay down, the new habit. That new habit will always satisfy itself. Look at any habit. Gambling. Sex. drugs, alcohol. Look at any habit. See, those are the habits we think about, but getting up and going to work is a habit. Well, you start at the same time every day. You do the same job every day. Oh, okay. It's a habit. What does the habit always do? The habit always brings about its own satisfaction. You must fulfill the habit. You must satisfy it. Everything leads towards satisfaction. So that's why you don't have to force it. You just have to choose it. Cause and effect. Everything leads towards satisfaction. So whether it is good, bad, or indifferent, it will satisfy itself and you will act out that satisfaction. That is what you anchor yourself to, that knowing. So that when you look at your life, you can say, ooh, I see why I've been doing this because it's a habit. Well, I don't want that habit anymore. I'm going to make me a new habit. And you dedicate your time and your efforts and your energy and your your entire being to making that new habit, because you know that once you make that new habit, it will lead towards the satisfaction of itself. So what work do you have to do other than to remain persistent to make the new habit? But we keep looking for a shortcut. I'm giving you the shortcut. The shortcut is knowledge and how to apply it. I trust that that makes sense to you this day. If it does not, slide into my DMs and we'll talk about it. Because sometimes we like to talk about our situations. I understand. But I don't need to know your business. I don't need to know your business. I'm just telling you how to get through your business. And it goes for any situation. Whether you want to build your clientele, whether you have a business and people say, oh my God, you're so fantastic. Why is your business not growing? What do you feel about your business? Anyway, let us welcome everyone who's here today. Whew. Sorry, YouTube's. YouTube's looking at me saying, girl, 55 minutes. Jeez. Who's here this morning? Twitter. Oh, well, that's a name I've never seen before. I don't even know how to say it. It's got some consonants and vowels in weird places. I don't know how to say it. But welcome to the space nonetheless. Oh, it's symmetric. Hey, girl. I haven't seen you in a while. Sugar. Yeah. It's good to see you. It really is so good to see you. And for my, I can't pronounce your name, friend. You know what? I'm going to just call you Sved. Because that's the beginning letters. Sved. I see you, baby. I see you. It's good to see you. Thanks for being here, and I hope you found it helpful. Who is on fan base this morning? Oh, Lord. You would think we were talking about politics in this room. We got some people in here today. Hello. Rhonda. Hey. I see you. My sweet KZ, I see you too. Oh, Gush and Happy, I see you. Summer Rose, I see you too. My sweet Miss McQueen, I see you. Afternoon Delight, I see you. Hey, Flo Smiles. Aw, you got Hello Kitty. I see you. Moon and Dolphin Duck, I see you. Oracle Treehouse, I see you, darling. Ray Ray is in the house. Ooh, Asar. Hello, just popped into Twitter. Wow. Well, you're going to have to catch the replay, Asar. But we can give a quick recap. I know Big Mike was here. Yes. See, we have all of these cool sayings. What you give your attention to expands, right? Or energy flows where attention goes. But do we understand why? These are not just sayings. Why does that happen? Why? It happens because when you give your attention to something, and the way to talk about this is with plants or babies and puppies or relationships. When you talk to a baby, you're cool with it and you giggle with it. You say, oh, you're so sweet. Look at your little cheeks. And you talk to that baby. Those neurons and synapses in their brains begin to fire for communication. Cause and effect is at work. If you don't talk to the baby, right, then those neurons don't fire. Thereby, they don't become wired to communicate. See? The plant, if you water it, it will thrive. Talk to it, it'll blossom and do some sweet things for you. But if you don't water it, it will die. Same for your sourdough. If you don't feed it, it'll die and get all moldy and things. Ew. And nobody wants moldy sourdough starter. So when you look in your life, you will see the evidence of giving your attention to something and having it thrive and blossom, and removing your attention from it and having it wither. It's right there in front of you and you see it. So that's who's here on Fanbase. Oh, honey, I see you. So who's here on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter? No, TikTok. Hello. We've got the lovely Liza. We got Big Mike in the house. And we also have Soul of a Man. And we have Sweet Kiki all the way from Facebook. Oh, yes, we do. We Kikiing today. I see you, girl. Anyway, I better stop hollering in this house before that chicken doesn't wake up and talking about feed me, Seymour. Right? So, quick recap. What are you anchored to? We anchor ourselves to things that are secure and unchanging. But Angela, I thought everything changes. Not the principles, not the law. They never change, but they create change. So what's that word for them that scientists call them? Catalysts. They create change without being changed themselves. So you anchor yourself to the knowing of these two things. You and I are always rehearsing. We're always talking to ourselves. Are we not? Tell me I'm wrong. We're always talking to ourselves. Whether inside our heads or we move our mouths, but we're always talking to ourselves. And you see that inner conversation? That inner conversation is the equivalent of rehearsal. What is the outcome of rehearsal? Enactment. Is it not? You don't rehearse those lines unless you plan to get on the stage and act it out. To be or not to be. You wouldn't ever rehearse those lines unless you planned on saying them on stage. This world is a stage, allegedly. Thank you, William Shakespeare. Or whoever he took that from, I don't know. But the world is a stage, and we are always rehearsing. So if you are always rehearsing, what is that thing that you're always rehearsing? That thing that you're always rehearsing is the thing you're always acting out. The second thing is the outcome of planting is reaping. Go back to that inner conversation, that mental attitude. What seeds are you planting? You are going to have to eat that. You're going to have to reap it. Hello. So if you remember those two things and anchor yourselves to those two things, that the outcome of rehearsal is enactment and the outcome of planting is reaping, you now will always look at yourself and you will say, whoa, wait a minute. What am I rehearsing? Who am I cussing out? Why am I cussing out? Why am I crashing out in my head? So if you're crashing out in your head, talking about this bitch, this heifer, oh, I can't stand that broad, oh my God. If you are doing that in your head, well, you can become a prophet in no time because you'll know exactly what you're going to do on the outside. If you are rehearsing, oh my God, can they see me? Oh my God, I'm such a loser. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. They're going to laugh at me. They don't like me. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What are you gonna act out? Hiding in the corner? That what you want? So if that is not what you want, pick a new scene to rehearse, my friends. And the more you rehearse that scene, well, you know the outcome of rehearsal. Ta-da! You've now solved the keys to this existence. But don't take my word for it. Observe your own life and you'll see it. Anywho, I love you. I've got to go feed my chickens. He's sleeping with the girls because that's what makes him happy. Yep, it is. And how do I know he's happy? Because I can pick him up and kiss him again. Yeah, my Roo. Because he was mad at me. He's like, don't you dare take me away from my girls. Oh, yeah, he pecked at me. He came for me. And so Mommy learned real quick. Let him stay with the girls. Right? Even though they eat all his food and he don't get any. These girls. But you know, they're laying eggs, so they gotta eat more. So, with that, countdown initiated. 5, 4, 3, 2, wait a minute. You know I'll see you again tomorrow. Right here, YouTube, Facebook. Now, I don't know about TikTok because it is temperamental. Today it'll let me stream. Tomorrow it'll say no. But you know what? We stream anyway. So you might see me on TikTok tomorrow too. But YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, fan base. Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here. Right here. And we're going to talk about this life and how we change our existence. Yes, so that we can thrive instead of suffering. You'll see me right here. And if you missed today's episode, well, the replays are available. And I know Flo smiles. Flo smiles. She's going to have it popping and locking and dropping it, you know, in whether it is shorts or whatever videos, but she knows how to get your attention. Oh, yes, she does. So, thank you all for being here, and I'll see you on the morrow. 1. Mwah. I love you.